The Women Beyond the Table is a community of empowered women who are rewriting the rules and taking their skills, knowledge, and wisdom beyond the table.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Women Beyond the Table podcast. I'm delighted to be with you all today. My name is Tammy. I'm the host. And today I have a very special guest that I like to introduce, Lunise Dufrene. She is from the financial world. So it's a little bit different. She's not here to talk to you about your mindset. She's here to talk to you about your finances. And I personally love that. So let me give you a little background about Lunise. Lunise works closely with individuals, families, and small businesses by focusing on wealth opportunities and investment strategies. Her goal is to help people reach their financial goals, build wealth, and assure that they are adequately protected and debt-free. She's passionate about educating middle-class families about money and how it works. And Lunise does this by working together with her clients to create a financial plan to address the following concerns. And we all have these concerns. Will I have enough money for my own and my family's education, lifestyle, and retirement? Given my situation, where should I invest to reach my goals? What happens to my investments if market environments change? Hello, they've changed. And I want to talk to Lisa about this because I bought stocks and it's really changed. But with all that being said, Lunise, I hope I got it right. And at this point, I would love to say hi to you and welcome you to the Women Beyond the Table podcast. And I'm so excited to have you on. This is a very timely topic to be discussing, especially in today's challenging world.
Yes, Tammy, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. And finance it's a topic that's never going to go away as long as we're here. So it's good to be here.
It's a generational topic, by the way. It never goes out. It's been a topic forever, it seems like. Yes. So, Lunise, here you are. You're a woman. You're in the financial world, and you have your own company. I mean, you've developed your own business, your own strategy, your financial advisor. You're a licensed financial advisor, but you're running a business. As a matter of fact, you had told me previously that your husband works in your business with you, but you started that business. And I really, want to know how you got there. Like, where did you come? Like, where did it come from? How did it start? What's your journey? And what made you say, like, finance calls to me, to my life?
Well, I needed $500. That's how the story got started. I needed $500. Actually, the business that we're in is a company within a company. So they give us an opportunity to build, to have ownership, to build your own office, your own business within a company. But the reason I got started is I needed $500. That's it. I remember 10 plus years ago. Reason. Yes, 10 plus years ago, somebody called me and said to me, hey, I have a business opportunity for you. Are you keeping your options open? And I'm like, no, I'm doing fine. I'm working, my husband is working, we're good. We were taught as long as your bills are being paid, you're fine, right? But I needed $500 extra because I had this ministry in Haiti and in Africa. I had 20 kids in Africa and I had like 50 kids in Haiti. It was right after the earthquake in Haiti and I was helping these kids. And I'm like, yeah, I need an opportunity. $500 extra a month will help me feed these kids and send them to school. So I went in with that idea that the $500, I need $500. Then when I got there, the information was mind blowing. We never seen stuff like that before. And I was married. I was married by the time I was like 18. My husband and I, we had 2 kids and we were working, we went to school, we were in college, and we never learned finance.
I don't think anybody learns it. They should be teaching it when you're in kindergarten to kids, and nobody talks about it. It's like your parents will take care of it, and then you'll get married and you're busy, you work in a company and they'll give you insurance and they'll put a 401k. And then as a woman, if you'll get married and your husband will make sure you have that stuff. It's like nobody talks about it or anything, or how to budget or saving, anything about finances. It's so important. I don't get why they don't. But what I'm blown away by is like your desire to help others.
Yes.
It's like you were feeding children, you were taking care of children. The earthquake in Haiti was, devastating, and what you were doing just across the board, and where the desire to make, the money to help others. And I always feel like offers come to those who like serve. And even in what you're doing in your finance business, it's serving others to help them, get ahead of the curve, and to be secure later on in life. And it's so important because as somebody who's, turning 60 very soon, not that in very soon, actually, it comes up on you before you even know it. And life comes up on you. Once you have kids, it's not even your life anymore. It becomes about, it's a much bigger picture. So now that you're like, okay, so you got this offer and you learned about it and you started learning, and was it an immediate thing where you said, wow, this is like so interesting. I want to stop working where I am working and I want to do this full time, because that's another leap of faith. It takes fearlessness to say, I'm going to give up the income stream I have. Or did you do a side hustle more or less to start learning it and then segued into it?
Well, actually, the reason I stay is because of the education. Like, I noticed that I didn't know this information, and I'm a millennial. So if I don't know this information, like other people don't know. And what I noticed is when I went to family and friends, they didn't have a financial game plan at all. Everybody was just working. When we were in school, we were taught how to balance a checkbook. And what a checkbook does is we write checks to people. We don't write checks to ourselves. We write checks to people. So we were taught to pay bills, right? But never a game plan on how to properly invest your money. So the whole idea of taking this information to my family, my community, my church, everybody that I know just got even bigger. I was getting everybody licensed into the business with me. I got my sister, my husband, I'm like, my brother-in-law, I'm like, you don't have money to get started? I am paying for you to get started, because everybody needed this. So making the decision to switch over wasn't hard. My husband was already working full time, and my sister, we came together, we made a decision that, we were going to come in and do this and teach our family and friends. That was the goal. The main passion is just sharing this with
once
everyone.
again, giving, teaching others how to do it. It's just like that. You were like, here, come do this. It's amazing. I'm going to get you started. I'm going to put you in it. It's your nature, that to empower everybody around you. So, did you find that when you were doing your business, that it was more like person to person, like you had to go sit with, like literally physically go to somebody and sit with them and discuss a plan? And is that how it started? Because I'm sure COVID, just changed the whole game for you in a lot of ways.
Yes. Our business is face to face. I'm either with someone in my office or I'm in someone's home. I'm with a family in their home, sitting on their kitchen table and educating them about finance, answering their questions. That was our business. In COVID, COVID completely changed the way it completely changed the way we do business in multiple ways. In January 2020, I moved to a new city, 400 miles away. And so I was in a new city, opened a brand new office, brought my kids over, and everything was shut down in March.
You took a big leap and you were like, hello, I'm here, and everything shut down. Did you panic a little bit, like that you made this big move 400 miles away and everything shut down? Did you panic, or did you say, you know what, there's opportunity anyway?
Our business is face to face. So we know that we have to either, we talk to people all the time. Me and my husband, we're either recruiting people to join us in business, or we sitting there with clients and teaching them about money. And when COVID, the opportunity, where we can be face to face with people, was completely taken away from us.
Right.
And we in a new city, we don't have any family or friends. So we like making new friends, talking to people, and we couldn't do that. So we had to change the way we do business, which is why it opened new opportunity too. We got online, and getting on Zoom, learning this new technology helped us not only help people, in our neighborhood or people in our state. Now we could help people in other states,
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
And just think about it, like you don't have the travel expenses, the travel time, so you could see more people virtually. Then you could even do like group sessions with people, because you're not spending all that time like physically being mobile to get somewhere. So yeah, it started out with like, oh my gosh, like we see people in person, we sit at the kitchen table, which actually to me is so warm and such like we sit together with people and work it through. There's such a high trust level there, but that you were able to do the pivot and say, you know what, like we're not gonna flip out here. We're gonna figure out a way to do it, and we're gonna use technology, which probably did it build your business even stronger? And did you wind up getting more clients than you even thought possible? Because I'm sure during COVID, people were like, oh my gosh, I need to wake up. Anything can happen. My health, my this, I need to like take care of this. Like, were people like thinking differently and more open to like receiving financial information?
Yes, that was one part of the business that didn't die at all. More people were becoming more aware that we need to be protected. We need to build that emergency saving, and we need to put money away, for things like that, because you never know when something like COVID is going to happen and you lose your job, or you're in the hospital and you can't work for like 6 months. And so yeah, people were open, but the opportunity to be able to serve more people in more places was the biggest thing that happened with COVID. So we did pivot, we did grow our business even through COVID.
So that's a great story. So now you're sitting with your clients, okay, Lunise, and the market. I look at everything as management, okay? I look at everything as management, whether it's city level, state level, federal level. And when the management is bad, financial, it hits finances, it hits everybody's pockets. Now we're in such a state. I mean, COVID has taken a back step to inflation and gasoline rising and the war in the Ukraine, these are all in our circles of concern, of course. It's very hard to influence those things. And then you see stock market that's like just, having a really hard time. So what would you advise like a family now that's invested, that has been building wealth, that has been creating wealth, and now things are in a completely different place? Like, what is your kind of, what tip would you say, or how would you keep them calm so that they can see that there is a long-term plan? What would you say to them?
I love this. We're not talking about biblical stuff, but I love this verse in the Bible. I love Proverbs. And it says, wisdom is principle, right? And therefore get wisdom, and in all that getting, get understanding. I have this book, it says understanding, freedom through understanding, right? And most people, the reason that we get we fear the market, or we fear what's going on, is because we don't understand. Okay, and when we don't understand something, we run away from it. That's the best thing to do. The safest thing to do is to run away when you don't understand something. And one thing I can tell people is, when the market is going down, like, there's a pattern to everything. Right. There's a pattern to everything. I mean, we know it's gonna be morning, and we know there's gonna be night, right? We know the sunrise and the sun go down. It's just a pattern. The season changes. We don't get afraid of that, because we understand that. I mean, we've been living through it for so long. We understand that, and we accept that, right? And the thing is, the same thing with the market, right? When Publix or Walmart is having a sale, we excited about that stuff. I love buy one get one free. Okay, it's exciting.
You and me.
Are you kidding me? I love a sale, right? I love a good sale. I mean, but we get used to these things, okay? But the market is the reason we don't see it as the same, is because we don't understand it. And I'm not saying, oh my gosh, go get a master degree in finance for you to understand the market. It's understanding it enough so nobody take advantage of you. Right. And understanding it enough that you will not pull your money out in a down market, because that's the worst thing you can do.
Just hang in there.
Right.
It's years. Like, you really have to have a mindset of, I'm going to stay in this for 5 years, 10 years, because that markets change. They always do. There's always ups and
Yes.
downs.
Yes.
I'm actually took some money and I said I'm going to buy now that and during the low, because
Right.
you had spoken to me in the past when we did our initial call, and I was like, that makes sense, because I did buy when it was higher. So now I figure if I buy when everything's lower, I'll leverage out a little bit and then I'll just sit there. And
Yes.
hopefully, just like
And
forget
that,
about it.
yeah. And that's what
That's all
we
you can
would
do.
do. Right.
Because
And
looking
that's
at it
what we
every
would
day
do.
is like the worst thing you can do. It's stupid.
You don't want to do that. I mean, you want to have a financial game plan. And if your financial game plan is for 10 years, there is no reason why you need to change it like within 2 years. Like it doesn't matter what's going on in the market. If you have a financial game plan, you keep it going, you stay steady, you don't let the media is not your friend.
No.
Okay, the media is out to sell. I mean, to sell paper, to get more views, and bad news travel a lot faster than good news. Okay,
Yeah, bad news always sells.
more people watch the TV for bad news than they watch it for good news, and they get a lot more viewers when it's bad news. So
Absolutely.
so when
But
it comes,
don't you find it's like those people who weigh themselves every day? I'm like, why are you weighing yourself every day? Like, what? If you gain 4 ounces, like, what does it mean? You lose 2
Right.
ounces, you're happy. Like, what does it mean? Like, don't do it. Don't look at the scale. Like, just eat right, do your thing. And then once a month, like, give it a check if you want, like, and see where you're at. But like, yeah,
Right.
it's the same thing.
With,
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
with your
And that's what people
finances,
talk about. Like, the market
yeah.
went down again, the market went up again. My middle son works, he's a private wealth advisor, not advisor, he's in private wealth. He just got promoted. He was an associate, now he's on his track. And he has to watch the markets, but even he's like, just it's a long game. It's not a short game.
Right. Yeah, it's, you get yourself a plan. You sit down with a good financial coach, financial advisor, somebody who have your interests in mind, right? Somebody who's going to teach you, educate you instead of just selling you. And having that understanding a little bit, like learning a little bit about the financial world, helps set you up so nobody able to take advantage of you. But get somebody who have your interests in mind, who's going to educate you, and then set up, put a game plan together. And that game plan, if it's for 30 years, yeah, you can go over it like maybe every 5 years or every 2 years, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to look at it every day and change based on how the market is doing.
Right.
Because the market has been winning. Okay, if you look in the long term, it's on a winning.
Oh yeah, it's always winning.
Right.
Yeah.
But the average people always lose.
I mean, there are corrections and there are shakeouts and things like that. Yes. I always wonder, like, I was listening to something. Oh, there's this Katie, this like Money with Katie or something. And had this thing about like, she had a guest on her podcast, and it was like very interesting to me because he was talking about like where the Dow came from and how it started. And it was like 12 companies in the newspaper, and it listed like their, every day the newspaper. And I was just like, and back then, what was it? Like, what was the Dow? $5? Like, what,
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I was kind of like, it's amazing. It really,
Right.
it's a beast. But I listen, I've been around a while. So I remember 1980, 89, there was the big crash. And then you had, and then that lasted a little while. You also had 2008. You had like all these different things, but always there's a bear, there's a bull, there's a this, there's that. But at the end of the day, it still rallies. It still like does what it's supposed to do. There's new players coming in, and
Yes.
all the time. So it's very, very interesting. Do you, when you like work with a family and you start putting together the plan, like what are they looking for mostly? Is it long-term care planning? Is it more education? Like it depends on the age of the family, I would assume, and where their kids are at. But is it education, savings? Because I know they have a bunch of that. Like, where do you find that most, or is it different if it's a family or if it's a business or if it's an individual? Like, is it completely different? Like, do you have to come up with is there ever something that you'd say like this is good no matter where you're at? Or is it more like every person I work with is a different story and the plan has to be completely created based on their needs? How does it work?
Most people we work with fall within the same. Like we usually work with families between the ages of 25 and 55, and then older clients that are getting into their retirement. For the retirement clients, it's kind of like it's kind of different. You know, it's a different path. They already like work and save money, and now they're getting into the years where they have to like withdraw that money. We work with them so we can show them how to not outlive their money. To make sure that it lasts them through retirement, and they can have like a retirement that they,
Right.
you know, like they don't have to go to back to work if they don't, you know, if they don't want to, because sometimes
they have enough money to do that.
Yes, yes. But with families, like the focus is you know, now you're working is to kind of like put yourself first as one of your bills, right? We were taught to just pay corporations, you know, we make the money, send it all out to corporations, right? Well, you're a corporation too, you know,
Right.
Tammy Inc., Lunise Inc.
I'm
right?
TC Brand Consulting LLC.
Yeah, so you put yourself down as we get together with families. We love getting together with the husband and the wife together. You know, if you're married, we don't want to just meet with one. We meet with both of you guys together because you guys have both person have different questions, right? But we'll set a game plan and we'll look at it doesn't matter what the client is focused on. So we'll meet with a client and they want to focus on retirement. We're still going to look at everything, including college saving if they have kids, life insurance if they have you know, especially if they have kids and they're working, we want to protect their income. So we create a financial game plan covering everything.
Right.
You know, so we take it like we look at where you are right now and we basically create something to get you to where you want to go. Okay, so it's like a roadmap, you know, a financial, yeah. So we want you to get to retirement without having to, you know, like 40 years later, if you meet with us and you're 20, we want 40 years later, you can retire financially independent without having to go to work. And so we're going to walk you through the process. We're going to create a game plan that covers everything. You know, even if you have kids now or don't have kids, we're going to like, you know, talk about insurance and talk about like long-term care and talk about like everything in the beginning, because the problem is most people wait until they like 40. You know, we want to wait until we're like 50, and now we don't have
more. It costs more to buy this stuff, but yeah.
Yes, so there's two things you need when it comes to building financial wealth. It's either you have a lot of time or you have a lot of money. I always tell people I have a 7-year-old son. If I start saving $50 a month for him now, he'll retire financially independent, right? But if I wait when he's 40 to put that $50 away, it's just not going to happen. Right?
Can you do me a favor? Because I know you teach your kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
I have 3, 17, 14, and 7.
And you don't look old enough to have a 17-year-old, by the way. But yes. I remember when you told me, you shared, because I know you're teaching your kids finances and the understanding of finances, and that your son was like about putting money in the bank account versus in the bank versus investing it. And I was blown away by that. Like,
yeah.
That he was like, why would I put my money somewhere where I make 0 interest? Like, I was just like, how old is he? Like, brilliant.
Yeah, and he was,
I wish I knew that. Yeah.
He was a lot younger when he said that. You're like, babe, if I give you $20, you know, how fast can you double that money? So he's like, even we teach them the rule of 72, which is how long it will take for your money to double based on interest rate. And so he knew that rule, but even then he's like, why would I put my money in the bank when I can double it like faster? Like even with the rule of 72, he was thinking like, wait, I can even do it faster. Like even 12% interest rate wasn't fast enough for him to double his money. I love that though. You know, as he thought about like, wait a minute, I can just go buy candies at BJ's and flip and double my money within like a couple of days, you know, like a couple of months. So yeah.
He's also an entrepreneur, by the way. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, we teach them about money because it's credit cards and corporations and banks. They are not out there for your benefit. I mean, you would love them to be, and people trust them, and we do put our money there, you know, expecting that they would do the right thing for us, but they don't. I mean, the banks makes more money when you overdraft. you
Right.
know,
The
so
credit
they
cards
have
for
no,
sure. It's all interest payments for them.
right, they have no interest. Like they have no, like, there's no win for them if they teach you how not to overdraft your account, or
Yeah,
if
the
they
first
teach
thing
you.
that I remember like
Yeah.
learning was no credit card debt,
Right.
because they kill you. They kill you.
Yeah. I mean, after that, it's school loans. Yeah, but we're not gonna
Well,
get.
yeah, I have those for my kids. Student loans. Don't get me going. The student loans. I'm not psyched. They have theirs that are way smaller. I took the big ones, and I'm like, you know, that's
Yeah.
not fun. But you know what? It's like, look, we're all the same way. It's like, okay, I could have another home, and I could definitely dress way better and not do anything for my kids.
Right.
Or I have my kids and I invest in them because they're the future. So I invested in them,
Yes.
they're the future. And
Yes.
you know what, they're doing well, thank God. And I'm like, you remember you're gonna take care of mom, right? They're like,
awesome.
what? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Not
take care of
dad,
you.
mom. You take care of mom. So, you know, seriously, but it's just like, you know, you like, it's investing, whether it's your future, your children, whatever, it's going somewhere. We always just put investment when it comes to money, but there's ways of doing things and investing other ways that aren't necessarily putting money in, but they have really good outcomes too. So yeah, that was my deep thought for the day, I think. I'm telling you. So thinking about all this now, looking back, because you're doing this for 11 years now, okay, what, like, would you, if given the opportunity to go straight into finance and doing a degree and everything in finance back then, would you like go that route, or would you have stayed and just done it exactly how you did it, how you
No, I
became
would
successful
go.
now?
I would go straight into the financial world. I would learn it a lot faster, a lot sooner. And this is why I teach my kids, and I want them to, you know, I'm not pushing them, but my daughter want to get her license, and I'm like, yeah, get your license early. I mean, even if she don't get to work the field, just learn it. You know,
Right.
just learn it. Put yourself in a position where, you know, you win. Okay, because finance is a game. Like everything is a game, and those who know the rule of the game win. You know, it's learning the rules, know how money work. You know, so you can make it work for you. I would learn this a lot sooner, and because I want to teach it to a lot more people. I would have teach it to a lot more people. I mean, I look at my dad, and we immigrant from Haiti, and my dad has been here for 40 years. You know, and I look back, I'm like, if anybody came to him 30 years ago and told him, you know, you can save $100 a month, you know, he would have done it. He would have done it if they showed him like a game plan, like $30 a month. My dad would have been a lot further. You know, he wouldn't have to work through his retirement. He would have been a lot further, and a lot of people would have been if more people educate on finance. So yeah, I would
It's like what you
definitely.
said, 100%. I think the word finance just scares people, and you get into this denial thing, like, oh, I'll worry about it. I'll look at them, because it seems overwhelming to
Right.
put together. Like, I think also thinking about your future and where you're going to be, and aging, and kids, and all this stuff. Like, I think it's just an education cost, and just a cost of everything. I think it freaks people out to the point where they don't want to think about it, you know, and they're like, I'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I kind of like did the same thing in a roundabout way. And then I came late into the game, and you know, that's the one thing I would say to people, like, start immediately, get your life insurance policy when you're like a kid, because you know what, it's so affordable, and yeah,
Right.
you'll have a lot of money, and you'll be set. Like,
Right.
time goes by, whether you wanted to or not.
Yes. And one other thing too is we are overwhelmed with information. You know, and there's so much information out there, and we can become like this. It could be so much that it overwhelms us, and we don't even want to like where do I start? You know, it's hard, because when you go to Google, I mean, my gosh, there's like a billion pages, a billion websites teaching you And it's starting slow, like find somebody that you trust, and or maybe even start with a book. I have my kids read, like they've read Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Like I have them read early because I wish somebody put a book in my head when I was 15.
Yeah.
And I would be able to learn these things. I started working when I was 14. Imagine having an investment account and saving $50 when you're 14, 15, all this. I mean, it makes a big difference starting early.
It really does. So can you give me like a couple of tips, like for healthy, like I call it like financial hygiene. No, seriously, like maybe to something you could recommend to people to even just think about now, like whether it's something small, like that they can do on their own that would help them, to get more comfortable with either finance or something they can do to make a difference, whether it's like you said, like regardless of what, pay yourself first,
Right.
take the money out of your paycheck, whatever it is, whatever that amount is, you can just before you start spending it on everything else, like a tips that can help them to think about what they can do today, taking one more step towards empowering themselves to, prepare a little bit and save some money. Because I think once you see your savings or whatever, the money starts to accumulate, you feel like good about it. You feel good. Like, look what I did. I took this money. I didn't spend it on another dinner. I didn't spend it on something, BSC. I put it on the side here, and now I have money that I can do something with it. And it's a great feeling, you feel
Yeah.
empowered. So what do you recommend?
Yeah. I would recommend definitely, like, I have this women workshops, and I always tell them, you want to know where your money is. You want to know where it is. So you need to, because I love when you said in the beginning that when we are married, we're always looking for the husband to take care of the finances. And especially if you're a married woman, I want to talk to you because I've been married for like 18 years, and you want to know where your money is, what's going on with it. Even if your husband is the one investing it, saving it, just don't let it be like everything is up to him and you don't know. You want to know where your money is. You want to know if you have like old 401ks out there that you never get from that job. Literally, we find money everywhere for our clients. Money they didn't think they have, right? So know where your money is and know where it's going. Okay, you cannot save money if you don't know where it's going. You need to track every dollar to like find out where every dollar is going, right? So that we love having this challenge. It's called a 30-day challenge, is where you track everything. You go and take your bank account out, your book checkbooks, and you track everything. The first time I did that, I noticed I went and bought stuff on Amazon 30 times. Like I spent money on Amazon.
Screw Amazon.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like the boxes were just coming. I'm like, I didn't even know that I was spending $11 there and $20 and $15 and $100 because it's prime shipping.
Starbucks went up now on
Yes.
the Venti decaf latte. It's like $7.13. And I'm like, how much more have I spent on these stupid? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm drinking coffee in the house.
Right. So I'm tracking down your finances alone. Like do it for 30 days. You'll find money to save. And just cut off, like take away things that's not necessary. Like imagine me not shopping and like not going online to Amazon 30 times and get something. That's hundreds of dollars that you can save for you. And start doing it now. When you're putting down your budget, like I know rent and the light bill for us is FPL, like these things are important, but how about you first, right? Because you are even more important. I tell people that if you take care of you, you'll take care of the church, because I know we love to give, but if you're okay, everybody else will be okay. So you want to make sure that you save for you first, because the idea of whatever is left over will be for me.
There's nothing left over.
There's nothing left over. You end up with nothing, and I understand, like for school, you can get a school loan, but for retirement, there is no retirement loans.
No.
We cannot go to the bank at 65 with no jobs and ask for a loan. They're not going to give it to us. So instead of sending all of our money to the bank, we need to keep some of it for us. We need to invest some of it and think of yourself as a bill, like put your name there and the first 10%, or you start with whatever you can. Maybe it's 2% at first.
Right.
But it'll go over time. But if you don't even put yourself on that list, thinking that you're gonna do it later and whatever's left over is for you, it's never gonna happen. There's nothing ever left over.
No, it's true. Especially when you're a parent. Forget it. I've never learned, there's the no word, which I never really was good at. And sometimes as you get older, you start saying, no, it's not happening. And it's very tricky. So we're coming into the close, and I wanted to ask you, this is one of my final questions. So you're a member of Women Beyond the Table, and you're actually going to be doing a presentation. We're just figuring out what dates, and we'll send you dates, the months that will work for you, on financial wealth planning, wealth accumulation. These are very important things because a lot of our women are entrepreneurs and they're business owners. So small businesses and individuals and families, it's across the board. So with that being said, what does Women Beyond the Table mean to you? And, what do you like about the group?
Community.
Exactly.
Community is everything. It's having a tribe. I love talking about tribe. I love that idea of having the greatest meaning of community I've heard was that community strengths your it's strength that joins your strength to get the work done, to get the work that needs to be done, right? And that's what Women Beyond the Table is. It's women that comes together and share your vision. The moment I got there and somebody invited me, and I only been there since January. So we're talking about,
I know it's very recent, but it's already, it's June. Yes. Time is flying.
6 months, and it's been inspirational. It's just, I love the topics. I love when we did the breakout rooms.
I know we're going to do another one of those in September, because what we do is with the presentations are to promote our members, and also we promote that on social media, but the breakout sessions, people loved it. So now we added another one in September. We want to have them every quarter because everybody loves the breakout sessions. And I had to figure out the technology on Zoom, breakout, but Maggie's running it because she's better at running a breakout room than I am. So anyway, it's her idea anyway. So I'm just you run those calls because you're young and you get how to shuffle and move people into rooms. Cause I'm what? Just go.
But I love being in the circle. I love any place where women support each other and strengthen each other and lift them up. It's amazing. I love the WhatsApp group. Every once in a while I'll go there and get the motivation and the inspiration and the quotes, and it's just it's a community that you can come to and be yourself.
Right.
After being mom, you being mom and being wife and business owner and everything, and Women Beyond the Table support you with your business. It's you can come and find inspiration. I love it.
Well, Lunise, I love this interview, and I really enjoyed talking to you because you're a wealth of information, and you're also very grounded. There's something very grounding and warm about you. Besides finances, you just seem to have a really good, head, and you just see you see it straight, this is what it is. This is how you do it. And that's it. So I like that confidence a lot. It means a lot. So I'm now going to say goodbye. And I want to thank you. First of all, I know you're busy and you have 3 kids, for taking the time to be on this interview, to be on this podcast. It means a lot. And thank you for signing up. And I'm glad you had the time to do it. And really, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was good. It was really good to be here with you.
Amen. Amen to that.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We would love your support, so please leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast. If you are interested in hearing more of the Beyond the Table podcast, please subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Check out the show notes to find out how to reach us, and remember, you are strong, intelligent, and sensational. You are beyond the table.